Hi everybody, welcome to Kingdom Keto. Today is a day to be with us. It is a special treat with a secret ingredient. Nobody has this keto, sugary, indulgent chocolate dessert that we're going to be doing today. It's guilt-free, it's sugar-free, it's diabetic friendly, it won't spike your blood sugar, and I'm telling you now that you are going to love it. When you bite into it, it's just juicy and moist. If that's not enough, it's got chocolate in it, and it has that secret ingredient that's going to keep that cake so moist and delicious. The first thing you're going to do is take a oblong casserole dish. And the reason it looks a little fuzzy, I went ahead and oiled down the bottom and floured it and dusted it with flour because it's a cake. So we want to make sure that the cake comes out well in the end when we make it. Now, as you know, in our top 3 keto oils, I chose the coconut oil. I like that in a dessert, and I love the MCT factor in a keto dessert. So now what we're going to do is add 2 cups of flour for keto and 2 cups of your favorite keto sugar. I'm going to be using allulose today, but I want to speak for a moment about the flour. We're going to use 1.5 cups of almond flour and a half cup of coconut flour. That almond flour is going to keep the cake moist. The coconut flour is going to keep the structure to the cake. So you do want to use both of those. If you only use the almond flour for the whole 2 cups, it's going to make the cake too dense. This particular batter is high moisture and high fat, which is perfect for keto. I've got this little saucepan. Now right now I've got 2 tablespoons of cocoa. We're going to add 1 more for 3 tablespoons of cocoa. You're going to melt down in this saucepan 2 sticks of butter. If you have the grass-fed butter, of course, on keto, that's your best, but 2 sticks of butter. And then our secret ingredient, you're gonna put 1 cup, I can still see the sizzling, I don't know if you can see it, but you're gonna put 1 cup of cola, like a diet cola or a cola that has no sugar. Now I'm going to put some photos in your video right here. I'm going to show you a couple of brands that they have, like a Whole Foods or wherever you may shop at the grocery. They now have probiotic soda, organic, which is very healthy. It has no sugar in it. And also they have now this brand called Nixie, which is also like a cola flavored soda with no sugar in it. These are all carb free. Today's technology on sodas happens to be so keto friendly. There's so many brands out there. If you can't find one that you like, or you don't want to use the probiotic or one of those colas, you could simply use just a regular cola that you can find anywhere, as long as it's sugar free. And some of those may say diet on them. You can look at they should be carb free also. And then that ingredient is going to make your cake so moist. So what we're doing right now is melting this down in the saucepan, and then we're going to come right back and we're going to slowly pour that hot mixture over your dry ingredients while it's mixing in your blender. You take your ingredients on the stovetop, you want to ensure that it's boiling. You want to boil it just for a few minutes, and then maybe 1 to 2 at the most. And as soon as you can see that it's a consistency of boiling and is turning a little bit thicker, that's when you're going to pour it over the dry ingredients slowly. Now you should have a very well mixed and smooth cake batter. And what we're going to do now is put our next remaining ingredients in. The recipe, the original, calls for 2 eggs, but because this is a keto with almond flour, we're going to do 3 eggs for the recipe. Then you're going to take 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Then you're going to include 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Then you're going to take 1 cup of keto milk. If you have keto buttermilk, it's better to use 1 cup of the buttermilk, only if it's keto. If you don't, just use regular like almond milk or a keto milk that you typically would use. Or if you can't find anything, use 1 cup of whipped cream. Then you're going to take 2/3 of semi-small chopped pecans. We're going to now add our batter to this pan. And what I want to tell you while we're doing this real quickly is, for buttermilk, you can make your own buttermilk by putting 3/4 cup of milk with 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Let it sit for 10 minutes after stirring it, and it will create your own buttermilk if you want to do that. The next thing I want to tell you is, if you live in a market where they have the miniature marshmallows that are sugar-free, that are carb-free, that you could eat. I saw them at Christmas time last year, but I haven't been able to find them in the stores anymore. But if you happen to know where they are, you can place 1.5 cups of the little mini marshmallows, and they'll float across the top of this and just bounce them around till they're even across the cake. It's going to go in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes of bake time at 350 degrees. While this is baking, you want to make your icing. The icing that we're about to make should be made right before the cake comes out of the oven. It's going to be placed on the hot cake, and it's going to sink down into the batter of this cake. This is one of the most moist keto cakes you probably can find, and it's absolutely delicious. Our cake is baking. I can smell it. It smells so good. I know this is going to be great. So here we have our saucepan. The icing is very similar to the beginning of the cake. So you're going to take a half cup of butter and put it in your saucepan. 3 tablespoons of the cocoa again, down in your saucepan. And then you're going to take a 1/3 cup of the cola that you've decided to use for your cake, and you're going to put that 1/3 cup down in there. You're going to put it on the stove and bring it to a boil again, just like you did for the cake. And then when you take it off the stove and it's hot, you're gonna pour it over your confectionate sugar that's keto. Now, as you know, for keto confectionate sugar, usually in the store, it comes like in a 16-ounce package or a 1-pound package. It does call for the whole carton or the whole 16 ounces. I will tell you from experience, I've made this cake many times. If you or your family has someone that doesn't like super sweet icing, you can cut the sugar back to like 8 ounces instead of 16 ounces. You want to test it though when you pour your liquids over the sugar to make sure you have enough to coat the entire top of the cake. So that's where you would come into for that measurement of the sugar. I do not like super sweet icing, so I am someone who cuts it back, and usually I cut it back in half. Instead of the 16 ounces, I use like about 8 ounces. If you use the 16 ounces or a little bit more than the 8 ounces and you want to thin the icing down, you're going to do that by using some of your cola, and that cola is going to thin it down while you're blending it. So we have got this icing ready to rock and roll. We just put in 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and we're putting in our 1/3 cup of the nuts. You're going to blend that together, and we're going to pour it over this phenomenal cake. I just tested it with a toothpick. It's completely done. Mine went for 35 minutes in my oven. You should bake it 35 to 45 minutes on 350. We're taking our icing. We've just included those pecans, and now you're just going to pour it all over the top. Look at that. Now, this icing is going to firm up, sitting right on top of the hot cake and sink down into it. Give it like about 10-15 minutes, and believe it or not, you can try a piece. Your family is going to love it, and I'll bet you they ask you to make it again.